High Court has criticized the Delhi government for the chaos it has created in the Delhi nursery admission procedure. The High Court was considering a plea filed by the Action Committee of Unaided Recognized Private Schools, which challenged the notification restricting private schools and public land to admit children only through neighborhood or distance criteria. Let's go across to my colleague Abhimanyu Sharma joining us with further details. Good morning, Abhimanyu. We're looking at how the High Court has slammed the Delhi government's order on the neighborhood rules it has come about with where nursery admissions are concerned. What's the reaction really coming in from the Education Minister here? And what are schools also saying about this latest notification?
Well, this petition which is being heard before the Delhi High Court was filed by the Action Committee of Unaided Recognized Private Schools, and the High Court yesterday questioned the Delhi government over bringing in the latest notification in January itself. The High Court questioned the government over the fact that every year there is a tussle between schools and as far as the admission process is concerned, there is a tussle between the government and the schools due to which the casualty is the interest of children and their guardians, and that is something which needs to be taken into consideration. Also, questions were raised over the coming out of a notification in January just before the admission season, and of course it was asked by the Delhi High Court, why did the government not come out with any relief, any notification or any guideline throughout the year? Why did they have to wait just at the onset of the nursery admission season? Why did they have to come out with fresh guidelines, which of course will stir a hornet's nest and will create more problems than solving them? Apart from that, the Delhi government is expected to file its replies before the High Court, and the hearing will resume today. Apart from that, something which needs to be taken into account at this point of time is that in course of the hearing it was also stated by private schools that there are a lot of discrepancies, there is a lot of confusion as far as total points and the neighborhood criteria is concerned, and the government needs to come up clear as far as clarifying any existing rules are concerned in order to make sure that the entire process is streamlined and takes place without any hitches as such. And the High Court is hearing the plea. The hearing did take place yesterday too. It will take place today also. It is expected in course of the hearing that the government will put forth its replies and will give out a rationale for giving whatever criteria and guidelines it has laid so far. Apart from that, it is expected that the High Court might intervene in either changing, altering or giving clarifications on the existing criteria, which may lead to streamlining of the admission process, at least for this point of time.
Also, it's interesting to note, Abhimanyu, that this time around at least the Aam Aadmi Party government did have the nod of the Delhi Governor Anil Baijal in this matter. But when you talk about the arguments the Delhi government is to put forth, what is it that it is expected to do? Because this is creating a chaos and confusion, as the court has said, among students and parents. And we're talking about over 300 schools, if I'm not wrong, roughly being affected by this rule and regulation of the Aam Aadmi Party government.
Well, exactly, and it's not only about the number of schools which have been affected, but also about the technicality of the notification too. Something which the High Court also raised as a question to the Delhi government, that why did they come out with a set of guidelines in January itself, just before the admission season was about to begin? Even if they wanted to come up with any guidelines or procedures, they might have come up before the season so that things would have been ironed out, chinks would have been identified and rectified till now. And of course, with the nursery admission season just round the corner, the time remaining to iron out any possible chinks it has reduced to a certain extent, which is expected to create problems both for schools as well as for parents of children who are seeking admission in schools this year. And of course, the Action Committee is seeking clarification and wants something to be streamlined in order to make the process more smooth and efficient both for the schools as well as for the parents.
All right. We'll wait and watch what the Delhi government really has to say. Abhimanyu, thank you very much for joining us for the moment with those details.